Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a fantastic day. Hope you survived minutes, the lunch chop today. Nice little downtrend this morning going into lunch, so maybe you caught some nice shorts there. There were some good opportunities there, and then of course you survived NVDA earnings. Looks like they're kind of pinning it right now. Have to see how that comes out in the morning. And uh, just a forewarning, this was recorded prior to the conference call, so whatever happens during that, maybe it moves the markets as well. So take this with a grain of salt. So today, kind of what I'm seeing, uh, obviously a lot of chop. We kind of expected that. Minutes didn't give us much volatility. We did get a nice little uptrend, formed some FVGs to the upside. We ended up using those FVGs to go take some equal highs during NVIDIA earnings. So I'm thinking this it has a possibility tomorrow to turn into a daily order block to kind of finish this off and take us back up to 264, but I'm not counting on it. I really think the weekly objective was already met this week. Like the main target was this 16115 that we took yesterday. I think they with a short week, I think they just went ahead and took the weekly objective right away to ensure like it happened, and then we just end up kind of chopping and whatnot the rest of the week. But obviously today was not awful. So and then tomorrow kind of torn. I can see both. I can see it both going both ways. So I'm going to try to show you some conditions that I'm watching at that can maybe kind of skew us in the right direction going into tomorrow. So this morning we'll start off with I mentioned I mentioned 50% of this 4-hour range here. Obviously, we had 4-hour FVG. You see, we closed below it, and I said if we close below this 4-hour FVG, I'm expecting prices to come down to this hourly and this 4-hour FVG down here at 934. And you see, that's where we got. Price is still holding it. Price is still holding it, and you see we're just below that 50%. So this is my reasons to mainly to stay bullish tomorrow. But it's you also have to know like we have a 4-hour BPR here, like the strongest PD, like the strongest uh thing in the market is a BPR because it's an inverse FEG here, it's a regular FEG here, so it's like a double whammy. You see, we went up into there um, during NVIDIA earnings. We hit the pretty much the CE of it or the middle of it, took out the 1620 equal highs, and then we went back down to take the low of day, which is a reason I might be a little more bullish tomorrow. But just want to show you this. Obviously, this PPR held. We have now rebalanced it. Like when you're in a sell model, right? You expect these bearish when you're on this side of the curve going down to here. You expect these bearish FEGs should hold, or you're otherwise you're not in a sell model. Um, so, um, but still you have to think like it's not every time we're going to deliver down here. We're just going to go 50% and then back up. So um, I would want to see price like obviously push through this 4 hour and have and have no respect for it tomorrow. Um, and then maybe get bullish up here. Once if we inverse this, we know for sure we're going up to 122, and then we're going to go higher up to the volume imbalance at 157, and then up to 264, and so on and so on. However, if we're looking at this from a bearish side, you can look at it from both. So if you draw it from the top here and draw it down, you notice, okay, even on the 4-hour, you see it's a 4-hour, it's a tiny 1-hour FVG here. But what do you notice? It's 50% going back up from, well, I guess you would draw it from this low because we didn't know this happened. But if you draw it from this low to here, you notice we go back into that 4-hour BPR. We rebalance this 1 hour above 50%, where you would look for shorts in a sell model, and then you would expect prices to go back lower. So that's just what I'm kind of seeing here on NQ at the moment. That's why you can kind of see both sides. So what I'm gonna be watching as a condition going into tonight is this 1-hour inverse. Notice how we have not closed below it yet. Obviously, we wicked down and we took low of day, but you see the bodies are still respecting this 1-hour inverse. Worth noting, this might turn into a 1 hour a 1 hour order block here. If this closes below this candle, and then maybe this is used as resistance to send us lowered. So that's also a condition. If we close below this hourly and this hourly down here at 15,962, put in an hourly OB. I'm expecting this low to be taken out again, and then down to 887 would be the next target on NQ. However, if we can find it in the bullish side to push up and start inversing like these hourlies, then I'm going to be looking for higher prices, and that tells me, okay, price wants to be bullish tomorrow. So, um, so and so those would be my conditions going into tomorrow. And just something else that I want to know. I want to go down to the 15-minute time frame. Obviously, we took a long position based off this 15-minute here, and we were looking for these equal highs most of this afternoon up here at 1620. You see how they held these. Like we were in two longs today trying to get up to the equal highs. Both were still winning trades. The one we got stopped to break even on the runners. The one hit for earnings. But you notice how they held the bodies held this 15 FEG. When earnings got released, we go up. We take those equal highs. All that liquidity, that double liquidity that's sitting up there, they send it back down. They hit this low of day. So now everyone that was short here is now stopped out. Everyone that went long here is now stopped out. Or someone that's buying like a breakout trade, or like, oh, if it breaks below this low, I'm gonna buy, and then they just shoot them back up. And then you notice there's also a 15-minute order block sitting right here. And look how this lined up perfectly with the bottom tick of that wick. So this would be why I'll maybe stay bullish tomorrow because of this and because of the 4 hour, obviously the 4 hour discount here. And then we held this 1 hour and this, you see this little 1 hour here and the 4 hour that I mentioned pre-market that we could possibly go to. So if we like wake up tomorrow and we inverse this hourly, and then we slice through this hourly, then we know for sure, okay, price is most likely drawing down to 887. If we displace through 887, we're looking for 840 going into tomorrow. So those are my conditions on NQ going into tomorrow. It's pretty cool to show you how they use like earnings to like yeah, they can say it's news whatever, but you can see like this is all programmed. Like they could have said like NVDA crushed earnings, and then we go all the way up here, take this liquidity, and we just dumped. Like, okay, if they smash earnings, you would just expect us to fly, right? Like, you can see they just use the news to take price where the most liquidity is sitting, and then news is the excuse. At least that's the way I've been taught, and you can literally see it in the charts. So looking at ES, reasons to be bullish on ES, pretty much the same thing for NQ. Let's see, let's go to ES chart here. We'll go down to the hourly. Um, Still looking on the bullish side up to 45.96 here, and then 45.80 this high, maybe like NQ, kind of like how we're still putting in like daily order block, order block, order block. This is another thing I forgot to mention on NQ. Yes, we are delivering from that 1 hour and that 4 hour FEG in like below the 0.5 fib for the bullish side. Look how price respected these daily order blocks today. Came down, wicked into these daily order blocks with the 4 hour FEG and the 1 hour FEG. There's also a 4 hour breaker there as well. This would be your breaker right here, and then you see how price is still respecting that as well. So haven't talked about breakers much, but that is a breaker. But you see how price respected. How price respected those daily order blocks. So I'm thinking maybe this turns into another daily order block. We push above, close above, and then that tells us that okay, now we know our next target is this volume imbalance up to 157 and then up to 264. But got off track there for a second, sorry. But going back to ES, same thing. Looking for another daily order block to be formed here. This was a daily order block. You see we wick down, pretty much hit the top wick of it, and then we went back up. And then same thing for ES today. Notice on ES though, we hit here to here. ES has still not inversed or gave up this 4-hour FVG. Notice how we're still sitting there. However, if this candle or another down close candle tonight closes under this up close candle, you're going to have a 4-hour order block, and that tells us to expect lower prices on NQ. So that's pretty much what I'm watching for. Let's see. Let's go to the hourly time frame. Really not much to see there. You still see like we're below the 0.5 fib, still holding this hourly FEG. You want to see this inverse. So if we can come back down and close below here, I would expect ES to come down and tap into this hourly FEG down here at 45.34. Break this, then you know ES is headed down to 45.23, which this would be the 15.887 low on NQ. One more thing to note for the bullish side of ES, obviously we're holding 4-hour FVG, we're holding this hourly FVG, and ES has equal highs sitting, hourly equal highs at that, sitting up here at 45.60 and 40, where were they? Right here. Sitting at 45.65. So 45.60, 45.60, 45.60 and 45.65. And then I believe there's like 15 minutes equal highs right here, just below 45.60 at like 45.59. So that's what I'm watching going into tomorrow. Just watch those higher time frame FVGs below on ES and NQ. As long as those continue to hold, I still think we push up tomorrow. If we wake up and we're slicing through this, you know, this hourly FVG, we're inverse, we close back below this hourly inverse here, then I'm expecting these lows down here at 15.887 to be taken. Sorry for the very long video. Just a lot to discuss today. I wanted to show you guys a lot of things that happened today and how price reacts to news and all that good stuff. So hope you guys have a fantastic day. Might be a little bit choppy tomorrow, so be careful out there, and we will see you guys in the morning.